Welcome back everyone, where I monetize, and in today's video we're going to be going news when it comes to the economy, going over the price of Bitcoin. We're also going to be comparing some Bitcoin price action to the previous cycle. I'm going to be showing you some interesting information there, and we're also going to be getting into a little bit of AI stuff today. So I have finally taken the time to explore these AI tools that we have at our fingertips. And I wasn't really sure exactly how to utilize them, but I waited too long. And I have a feeling that some of you out there have heard about these AI tools. You've potentially heard of Jasper AI, you've probably heard of ChatGPT, and you probably haven't tried them out yet. But what I'm gonna show you today is pretty shocking, okay? These tools will make you feel like a super genius. They will help you change your landscape of what you actually think is possible from a creative standpoint, starting a business, the easeability of a business, copywriting. It's phenomenal, okay? So gonna be getting into that today. Gonna have more of a chill, laid back, slower video today. It's a freaking weekend. Hopefully you're outside and you're not watching this and you're enjoying your time with your friends and your family. But in case you're waiting to engage in some fun activities, here's a video for some things to learn on the day. So Bed Bath & Beyond, those guys are not doing too good. I have seen several Bed Bath & Beyonds close recently. So they're officially a penny stock as it tanks after hours. This was reported yesterday. The company announced a special meeting to approve a reverse split. So if you're not familiar, there's like stock splits. So typically what happens is, let's say for example, Amazon is trading at $1,000. Okay, they want to do a split. So basically what they could do is they could drop the stock price down to $100, and for every one stock that you have of Amazon, they're going to give you 10 stocks. So you still have the same $1,000, but it changes the dynamic from a perspective of people are less likely to buy a $1,000 stock versus a $100 stock, okay? So this is a reverse scenario. So what they might do here is, you know, like let's say that you have 10 stocks of Bed Bath & Beyond and they want to do like a 10x reverse split. What they would do is they would basically increase the price of the stock to $10, and then they would give you one stock instead of 10. So you would have one stock worth $10 instead of 10 stocks worth $1. So it's more of a psychological thing, you know. Obviously they don't want to be categorized as a penny stock, and it's kind of an ego thing, to be honest. What we might be seeing here is a short attack. So short hedge funds can attempt to close out some short exposure before the vote. The average price of a used Tesla is $21,000 lower than the peak last July. It is at a 24-month low. You can see here, the average price of a used Tesla was almost $68,000. Interesting. The all-time high of Bitcoin. That was, let's see, 2002. So about summer of 2002. And today it's down to $47,000 for the average used Tesla. 24-month low. That is quite rough there. Okay, so this is a little bit off topic, but this is super fascinating. So, you know, I try my best to do things to maximize my energy, to feel grounded. Like I'm someone that, like living in a San Juan, I wouldn't even consider it like a big city, but it has a lot of energy, mostly good energy, but just a lot of energy in general. And sometimes I need to detach. Like I'm very ambivert, so I go very, very introverted, and I go very extroverted. And so, you know, I just try to like find techniques to just like settle internally. This is amazing, okay? This is how much sleeping grounded can do to lower inflammation and stress. So this on the left is before someone went camping, and on the right is after. And you can see here the red is like max inflammation, and afterwards it was unbelievably different. That is quite amazing. So there are rumors that Bank of America is going to buy Signature Bank on Monday. We shall see. Housing bubble is popping in Canada. Year over year, prices plunged to 18.5%, the largest drop in the data according to the Canada Home Price Benchmark Index for single family houses. That is a pretty significant drop there. Bitcoin whales have been selling you their bag since the bottom, and they'll keep doing it as long as you keep buying. So here's a different perspective. You know, I would say it kind of sort of feels like people are too bullish. The sentiment is too positive. Now we're talking about Bitcoin going to 1 million in 90 days. My gut is telling me to not chase the price, not to chase Bitcoin. Something just feels a little bit fishy here, okay? So, following up on that tweet here is a great graph you could see from Glassnode. So, the orangish colored tracking is the whale address count between 1,000 and 10,000 BTC, okay? So as you could see here, it has trended downwards over the last year or so to, I showed you something similar, I feel like a couple weeks ago, to over 2,000 to now we are at about the 1.8K range. And you can see here that Bitcoin addresses with non-zero balance, so that is basically all Bitcoin addresses that have at least something in there, have rose significantly. So just some perspective there. You know, the reason why I kind of feel like this pump is a little bit fishy, and I'm trying to just take my time here and just really analyze things, is just the state of the markets, the state of the economy. You know, Michael Burry, I think, actually just retweeted like that the bottom is in, which is another interesting perspective. Let's go ahead and back up here to the rest of the news. So 10 trillion asset manager BlackRock to bid for Credit Suisse takeover. That is an FT report. This is a really interesting post here. You could find it on my Twitter under my liked posts. Basically, aspirin, Xanax, Ambien, Ritalin, all of these natural alternatives, which is quite interesting. Breaking, UBS in talks to buy Credit Suisse. This would be Europe's most historic banking merger since the 2008 financial crisis. You know what's really interesting is that I've been doing my videos for the past, week standing up. And it is so amazing how much more energy I have standing up doing videos versus here. Like, this is just too relaxing. I feel like I'm having a harder time projecting my voice, having energy, like I'm borderline like getting sleepy actually. It's amazing standing up, the difference between sitting versus standing when making videos. Yesterday I was also at like a seminar, and then for the first hour I was standing and I felt very aware and awake, and then the last hour I was sitting and I felt very sleepy and not as like connected to the message that was being told. I think I mentioned this. Yeah, Silicon Valley Bank will be delisted on March 28th. Okay, so now over to the price of Bitcoin. So this is what I did here. This is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. The top is current. Okay, we have Bitcoin sitting at $27,484. And the bottom is the previous cycle. So what you see here is the top of 20K. All right, and what we are currently is we are 72 weeks from Bitcoin's all-time high. Wait, is that right? 72 bars. So, gosh, time flies. I'm like, has it really been 72 weeks? It's like almost a year and a half. So over here we had November when Bitcoin hit about 69K. And then we have here, which is 72 weeks. So I wanted to kind of compare to the previous market cycle what Bitcoin was looking like 72 weeks out from the all-time high. So what we saw was a really large pump in Bitcoin, okay, in quite a short period of time. So what we saw was, and at 72 weeks, Bitcoin had bounced really hard off of the bottom. But let's see how much from a percentage perspective here. So over here at about 162% off of the bottom, okay? Where are we at here when it comes to the bottom of Bitcoin at that about 15.5 mark. We are 77% up. So the move off of the bottom in the last market cycle had a lot more conviction, tremendously stronger. Okay, so another thing I wanted to point out on this chart is, okay, so 72 weeks out from the all-time high, Bitcoin is pumping, right? Bitcoin is up over 150%, okay? But look at this. That was in April of 19. In December, later that year, you had buying opportunities in that same price range, okay? So Bitcoin was at the $7,000 range. You had opportunities to buy Bitcoin between $6,000 and $7,000, okay? Later that year, so about 7-8 months later. And then you had another buying opportunity. So what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is that we could potentially pump to 30, 35K, but I think that Bitcoin will still have pullbacks where there will be massive buying opportunities. This is my prediction. I might not get anything right, but I'm just saying that is what I am personally anticipating, okay? I think that there is too much uncertainty in the markets when it comes to just interest rates and everything. Layoffs, tech layoffs, Facebook laying off more employees as well. So I am just staying cautious. I'm not over here trying to get overly excited. Obviously, this week's candle has been tremendously strong. We have Bitcoin breaking above many key moving averages. But like I said, I am staying patient. This right here is a daily chart. Daily chart looks like it's gonna have a couple more days of upside, and then I would anticipate a bit of a pullback to like $25,500. We have the 12-hour chart here, which is looking a little bit on the extended side. It looks like it's cooling off up here, so kind of anticipating a pullback. 4-hour chart here, a little bit of sideways trading. Hasn't done anything too crazy here over the last day or so. This is the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, some sideways trading, Bitcoin being indecisive, broken to the downside a little bit. There's actually a really nice buy here on this candle with the low of 26,695. But I don't like this hourly. This hourly would not have me running to jump on Bitcoin. The 30-minute chart also looking weak. Let's take a look over here at the 15-minute. 15-minute, I would like to see it get above the high of this candle right here, 27,553. Bitcoin can do that, maybe a little bit more room to the upside. But I don't really like the hourly chart. I don't really like what I'm seeing on the different time frames on Bitcoin. So I'm not going to be chasing it at this point. We have Ethereum sitting at 1797. We have gold sitting at 1988. It's what it closed at on Friday. And then when it comes to altcoins, mostly red across the board, mostly red. And so I already went over all the closing prices on yesterday's video. So if you want to see what I said on the closing prices of traditional markets, marijuana stocks, that is something that you could do. Okay, on to these AI tools that we can use. I am overwhelmingly impressed by what I'm seeing. So at first I didn't really try because I really wasn't sure exactly how to use, for what reason to use these AI tools for, okay? What I quickly realized is that if you are in a creative rut, use the tools. They will make you feel creative again in 2.5 seconds, okay? I was amazed by what this thing came up with. So for example, I asked this thing, write me an Airbnb experience description for an off-roading experience in the mountains of Puerto Rico. You give it a tone of voice, adventurous, you can give it keywords. I gave it no keywords. Experience true adventure with an off-roading excursion through the majestic mountains of Puerto Rico. We'll start off our journey in San Juan and wind our way up through winding mountain roads, exploring hidden trails full of lush vegetation and spectacular views. You will drive your own 4x4 vehicle along some of the island's most challenging terrain. With the experienced guide, navigation, and safety tips, you'll be able to navigate the rugged roads with ease. And then it goes on a little bit more. I actually asked it this a few days ago. I used a different style of prompt, and it gave me even a better response to this. And of course, it's not perfect. You have to go in there and obviously edit it, but it is I wouldn't even call it an outline. It is so much more than that. Okay, so this is Jasper AI. And I actually have a link down below if you want to check it out. And you could do, it's either a 4 or a 5-day trial, and you'll get some bonus coins when you actually sign up with my link. But, so there's like these amazing templates, okay, when it comes to Jasper. And it seems to be a little bit more user-friendly than ChatGPT, I would say. But I really haven't used ChatGPT that much yet because every time I go on, it says that it's at max capacity. So you can have this thing write you an Amazon product feature, Amazon product descriptions. And then, for example, if you're doing like marketing, it will write you like a Facebook ad headline. And then down here, like with YouTube topic ideas, video titles, video script outline, video descriptions, video script hook and introduction. So let's say, for example, what topic should the videos be about? Let's just say intuitive eating. And I'm just gonna say a serious tone. I'm not gonna do any keywords. Let's see. The history of intuitive eating, how to start following the principles of intuitive eating, tips for making intuitive eating work for you, the benefits of intuitive eating for special diets. Okay, and so it just gives you like instantly ideas, and it's basically a builder. And it really has just been such a tremendous tool to just expand creativeness. It kind of feels like having a very intelligent business partner that's really creative, that you can bounce ideas off of, that is just operating at like this really high level. And I wrote, like, for example, the Airbnb experience, I wrote like my own before I tried using this. And then I went in there and I gave it a short prompt, and it just exceeded expectations that I didn't even have. I was just mind blown. And so I highly encourage you to check this out. It's a really amazing, amazing tool. So like I said, I have a link down below if you want to check out Jasper AI. Like I said, it seems to be like a little bit more organized and user-friendly. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an amazing Saturday as well as an amazing weekend. That's all that I have for you today. Is always go out there and create a portfolio that you love.